Okay, I've just read the story of pattern Chonji. I read a story about the pattern meaning of Chonji. There's a little fact and fiction section for you here. There is a place called Lake Chonji, though it was not created necessarily at the very beginning of time. Chonji does mean heaven and earth, and the lake was given this name because of its mountaintop location. As if this wasn't exciting enough, the mountain is actually a volcano. An explosion in this volcano around 969 AD, I don't know, I wasn't there, is what created the lake. Ash from this first explosion has been found as far as northern Japan. It last erupted in 1903. Experts say it may erupt again. There is no gift shop or cafe on the shores of the lake that I'm aware of. It's quite remote and difficult to reach, and I'm afraid there are no time-travelling tour bus trips available at the moment. You can check with a travel agent if you like. If you did want to visit Lake Chonji or find it on a map, it is at the top of Kwon-Do Mountain, 42 degrees north, 128 degrees east, on the border of China's Jilin province and North Korea. Kwon-Do means white-headed. It is called this because it is always snowy. It is the highest mountain in the Korean peninsula, and the lake usually is iced over from the middle of October to the middle of June. That's 8 months of the year, 75% of the time. The lake, apparently, I haven't measured this myself, is 2,118 metres above sea level, and does have a maximum depth of 384 metres, and it would be big enough for a creature or two to swim about in. The first recorded sighting of a monster was in 1903. It was described as being like a buffalo, and it had to be shot at to stop it attacking people. In 1962, 2 monsters were seen chasing each other into the water. These animals did not look much like buffalo. They were described as having human-style heads on the end of long necks. In 2007, a Chinese TV reporter saw 6 creatures like seals with huge fins playing in the lake. No physical evidence, such as a dead creature washed ashore or a big pile of droppings, has been found. Probably best to keep an open mind about these things. There are 2 ancient Korean creation myths that I came across, one involving a giant egg and the one I used in which giants make some sense out of the chaos before falling asleep and turning into land. I favoured the latter version because the friction between order and chaos is a strong theme through all of these stories and through history in general. Taekwondo pointers that pop up in this story. This is the beginner's pattern, so I've included some tips for training. You shouldn't eat or drink with your belt on. If you have your belt on, you should be training, not munching, not slurping. The story has a number 19 bus. I chose this because there are 19 moves in pattern Chonji. The directions given by the tour guide follow the turns of the pattern. Try having someone read the story to you. See if you can follow the directions. The tour guide gives other instructions that can help pattern performance, such as remember to look up and breathe. It's very easy to be staring at the floor, especially when you're unsure of your stances. Just because your opponent is imaginary doesn't mean you should take your eyes off them. To improve your chances, keep your hands out of your pockets. Yes, be aware of your reaction hand in particular. I also gave a description of what a walking stance should look like and what an L stance should look like. I'm sure you know about that. And at the end where I say the deeper and louder this out-breath is, the more effective the release of energy, that's a description of what a kiap should be like, assisting the force of the final punch to make it terrifyingly powerful. It is recommended that you remain still while you recover. Yes, this is about how much effort you should put into practicing patterns, and if you train hard, your muscles will develop good, strong habits. The point about not dropping crisp packets is a reminder that courtesy, like all the tenets of Taekwondo, is important at all times. And a promise that if we weather the storms, this morning calm will always return. Well, training, like life, not always easy. Some things will be difficult to learn. Sometimes you may be tired or discouraged or on lockdown, and you might think you can't possibly remember all of your theory or cope. You don't avoid the difficult bits. You keep trying and you keep practicing. Perseverance, self-control, even a bit of indomitable spirit may be required. Take care. I'll see you soon.